on the web, and in your hands. This is MDiTV.
Can you smell the salt air? No, we're not lounging at the shore, and that salt isn't in the air, it's in our food, even if you never reach for the shaker. Restaurant cooks pour it on, and we're eating out and buying more prepared foods than ever in history. But salt's also stocked on every aisle of the grocery store. It's added to cereal, soda, cottage cheese, even raw chicken. It all adds up to dosing the average American with twice the recommended daily salt intake, perhaps causing billions of dollars worth of preventable health problems. Dr. Maureen Mays says most people don't realize how much salt they're consuming.
Sodium, people will look right over it, and so people see a food product, for example, that's low fat and got only healthy carbs, or it's got a low carbohydrate index, and so they'll buy it thinking it's a great thing, and it'll have nearly half of their dietary recommendation for sodium for an entire day.
A new report from the National Institute of Medicine calls for broad action to reduce the amount of salt in our diets in order to prevent high blood pressure. The report says by causing heart disease, stroke, and other health problems, high blood pressure is responsible for about 1 in 6 deaths in the United States. Dr. Mays says the goal is not to ban salt, but to reduce the amount of salt hiding in prepared foods at restaurants and in grocery stores.
So we're talking about going from an exceptionally large amount of sodium down to just a normal amount of sodium, which we're calling sodium restriction, but really it's just going back to the way people used to eat 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Other countries have done it, and it's been done in research trials in the United States. New York State has already begun a program to reduce salt in the food supply by 1/5 within 5 years. However, while salt intake and high blood pressure are linked, some experts point out that just because studies link salt to high blood pressure doesn't necessarily mean that reducing salt consumption will prevent all the health problems associated with hypertension. Dr. James Underberg says we don't yet have enough evidence to be sure salt reduction policies will actually lengthen lives.
The grander scheme of aggressively going out and reducing salt consumption by trying to impact it to a lot of other different public health agendas, from my perspective at least, still needs to be proven as far as what type of outcomes it will generate.
Still, the proponents of programs and regulations intended to reduce the amount of salt hidden in our foods would give people who want to control the salt in their diets a fair shake.